So welcome everybody to our session this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying the day. It's a wonderful opportunity to speak to you all. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about easy fundraising and how you can make it work for your church. So I'm going to keep half an eye on the panel as well, just to let people in as we go through. So as you can see, hopefully you can see a slide here that says welcome. And it's just to let you know that if you do have any questions, I will do my very best to answer them at the end. You can pop them in the chat. Apparently there's a Q&A on the right hand side of in the page if you're in Hoover, so I can come back to you on any questions there. You're welcome to use the chat function here, and I will do my very best to answer all questions as we go through. At the end, if we've got time, feel free to unmute and we can cover off anything there as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Oh, if it'll move along. So just to get us started, I've got a couple of questions for you. I don't need you to answer them. I just want you to sort of have them in your mind, just to start us off and get us in the right frame of mind. So question one, do you shop online? Do you ever buy anything on your computer or on your phone? And question two, does your church need funds? Does your church have a fundraising need? So I'll leave those with you while we learn a little bit more about easy fundraising. So a little bit about us as a business, as a company. We have over 15 years of fundraising experience behind us now. We started out in 2007 with many of the same people here now as was then, right at the very beginning. So it's a very family feel organisation, totally dedicated to helping good causes and charities across the country access this way of raising funds at no cost to them. We are members of the Institute of Fundraising. We take our fundraising responsibility very seriously, and so we are, as you'd expect, members of that institute. We work closely with lots of dioceses across the UK, not just Church of England, other denominations too. So we have an understanding now, I think, of how churches work and what they need and what their congregations respond well to. And over £2 million has been raised by churches using easy fundraising in our time. So that is marvellous, a marvellous achievement that we're super proud of course, but we would like that to go up. So what does easy fundraising offer to churches and organisations like yours? It offers a free online fundraising platform. So I'll probably say it half a dozen times throughout the session, but there is absolutely no cost to using easy fundraising, either to introduce it yourselves or for your supporters to use it and do their shopping online. They will never pay anymore. It is always completely and utterly free of charge. And over 170,000 causes have registered and used the site in our lifetime. Your church will get monetary donations when your supporters shop online. That is the basics of how easy fundraising works. It is unrestricted. There is absolutely no limit to what you can raise using easy fundraising. And we hope you go on to raise lots and lots, but it is absolutely unrestricted fundraising revenue for you. It complements other fundraising activities. You know, we know that there are lots of other things going on in organisations like yours. And so easy fundraising is something that runs along in the background. It's very easy to manage and maintain, which I'll touch on in this session. And so it really does complement other activities very, very well. If you're having a coffee morning, you can also share information about easy fundraising by popping a flyer out there or using our handout cards that we have on the site. There are lots of ways that you can combine the two, and they complement each other really, really well. People can support you without it costing them any extra, which we know is, of course, it's appealing anyway to be able to do that. But right now, at this point in the world and how things are going at the moment with the cost of living crisis and energy costs soaring, and families are, they're struggling already. And so they probably want to give, but they may be restricted in how they can do that. And what easy fundraising allows them is an opportunity to carry on giving to you without it costing them anything, because all they're going to do is what they were going to do anyway, which is very important. And Easy Fundraising for Diocese of Manchester churches also offers a direct donation option, which I'll talk about a little later in the session. So how it works for you is that you register your church as a cause on the Easy Fundraising website. You can do it on a mobile, or you can do it on your computer. Visit the website and we've got a page specifically for you. It takes just a couple of minutes to register as a good cause. We ask you the name of your church. You become the first supporter, and so you provide your name, email address and a password. And then you become what we know as the cause admin. You're the main person. You're the person that we're going to talk to about payments, anything to do with your cause and anything to help you make the most out of it, which you are going to talk to. Next step is you tell people that you've done that. So you share that you have an Easy Fundraising page, and it's a way that people can support you. And we give you lots and lots of tools to help you do that, to help you build that supporter base. And then you have a gathering of people who are all working towards the same aim. And then when they do their normal online shopping that they were going to do anyway, the brands that they are shopping with will give a donation back, and we gather those all up and give it directly to you. So the donations don't go to the supporter and then go to you. They go to the cause and we pay them out to you. Again, at absolutely no cost whatsoever. So that is how it works in a nutshell. Now, those brands that will donate are many and varied. There are over 7,000, I think 7,200 at the last count, constantly going up. In the wake of a pandemic, online offers have gone sky high. So lots and lots of retailers now offer donations using sites, using Easy Fundraising, because they are now offering an awful lot of business through their online options. So I have just put a little edit here of a few to give you an idea of the breadth of retailer that's available on Easy Fundraising. So of course, you've got all the department stores, John Lewis, Marks and Spencer's, Debenhams, etc. You've got Argos, Amazon, eBay, those sort of retailers that we use really, really quickly and casually, just for bits and pieces here and there. Takeaways from Just Eat. Grocery shopping is a huge opportunity to raise revenue, and I will talk to you about that in detail a little further in. Booking.com and Trainline, perhaps you travel, those retailers offer donations every time you use them. And I've popped Eden on there just because I know that Eden is a very popular brand with our faith causes, so it comes up in the top 10 because people use it all the time if they are a faith cause or a religious organisation. And so I wanted to include them just to give you that idea that you would be surprised what's on there. It's far easier to say who isn't on Easy Fundraising than who is. So almost everything that you're buying, you'll be able to use Easy Fundraising to generate donations at the same time. And importantly, nobody needs to change their habits. They don't need to do anything differently, just need to incorporate this one extra step. And with that in mind, we make it as easy as possible for people to use the site so that it is as easy as possible for them to raise for you. And tools that we offer include these. So we have what we call a donation reminder, which I'll demonstrate for you in a moment. It is a small extension that goes on your browser, and it pops up when you visit a retailer that is an Easy Fundraising brand without you having to visit the site at all. It's really, really useful. People with our donation reminder installed raise almost accidentally because it just pops up. They just accept the donation and then they carry on. So it's really, really, it really boosts donations if people have that installed. Also now available on iPhone and iPad, which is a massive step in the right direction of making sure that no donations are missed for our good causes. So we're really delighted to be able to offer that now. And we also have an app which is available for Android and Apple products. And that is also a great way of raising donations. We know people shop on their mobile devices more than ever. And so to have the app, it always keeps it in their mind. It's very simple to use. You can add favourites on there. And you can also manage your calls using the app. So if you wanted to perhaps send a message to somebody, or put some promotion maybe on a social platform such as perhaps Twitter or a Facebook group that you're part of, you can do that via the app. So it's a really invaluable tool to have as well. So let me show you how it works. I'm going to just move the screen that I'm sharing to our website so that you can see how it actually looks to use Easy Fundraising. So hopefully you can now see the Easy Fundraising website. And it is, I'm just going to move this out of the way, remove my face. This is my page. I raise for a local primary school. I'm a governor there, and so I raise for Leamore Primary. You can just see, hopefully here, that is, these are my donations that I've raised, £98.45 for the school. And these donations that you can see are mine. I can only see these donations. I can't see any of my supporters' donations, certainly can't see where they're shopping. I can see the value of what their donations are that are building up for my cause, but I can't see where they're shopping. So that privacy angle is completely covered. Supporters don't need to worry about what is being shown to other people. And also their name only shows their first name and the initial of their surname, unless they don't want to be seen at all, in which case it just goes to anonymous, and they can select that in their own settings, so they look after that themselves. So to use the site, you simply go into this box here and start typing for the brand that you're looking for if you want to do some shopping. So we are going to have a little look today at, let's do Viking. Viking are a really useful retailer, certainly if you're potentially buying things for your own business or for the church even. So you see it'll start to populate retailers. We can just select Viking there. This page gives you information about the retailer. You're still on Easy Fundraising, but it's going to tell you that if you're new to Viking, they're going to give you a 10% donation, which is wonderful. I'll be delighted with that. But if you are an existing customer, they're still going to give you a donation. It's 5.5%, which is still excellent, particularly if you use them regularly. You're going to be generating donations all the time using them. So any of these buttons will take us where we need to go. So I'm just simply going to click the Shop Now button, and it will open Viking's website. And now you are in Viking's website. So any shopping that you do here is secure, and as you would expect, Easy Fundraising don't have any access to. We don't know what you buy or any of your payment details or anything like that. All that happens is when the sale is completed, because we've tracked you to this site, a cookie will track back, which will say this person spent £5, and so we need to give them a donation of whatever that might total up to. That's added automatically onto your account. It'll be paid out to the cause that you're supporting automatically when we gather those donations up. As simple as that. If you decide not to buy anything, that's absolutely fine. You just end the session as you would do normally. Now, I'm also going to show you, whilst I'm on this live part of the demonstration, how our donation reminder works, so that you can see why that is such a useful tool to have and to mention to your supporters. So I'm going into Google here, and I am going to, so it works in a couple of different ways. So if I go directly to a retailer, let's go directly to argos.co.uk and open it up. So I've gone directly to the retailer now, and I haven't visited Easy Fundraising at all. But because I have the Easy Fundraising donation reminder installed, it flashes this little E at the top of your page. You may not be able to see it if the pictures might be behind it, but it also pops up this donation reminder box. And if you want to carry on and do a shop and get a donation, all you do is click to get donation, and it will just say, okay, that's fine. If I just click it, it will activate the donation, and then you just carry on shopping as normal. If you didn't want to, say you're just browsing, perhaps you're pricing up things, and the last thing you want actually is that popping up, then you can simply click to dismiss it. There is a button below, dismiss it. It will go away and leave you in peace to do your browsing. So that's one way that the donation reminder is really, really useful. The other way is perhaps you're looking for something but you don't know where you want to buy it. So we're going to go in the Google search here, and I'm going to search for pet food, and it will open up all the retailers that you can purchase pet food from using the Google search. So these first top few will be paid for advertisements. So these retailers have paid to be at the top of the Google search, so they won't be easy fundraising retailers. But then as we scroll down, you'll see that the retailers that come up in the Google search, it will tell you if there's actually a donation available, and what that donation is, which is useful as well. So perhaps you want to shop where you're going to get the best donation. So we can get pet food from Zooplus. Let's scooch down. We've got Pet Planet, Pets at Home, Pet Supermarket, Monster Pet Supplies, loads. I won't go through them all, we'll be here all day, but that just gives you another example of the breadth of retailers that are available, and how having those tools installed means these donations are never missed, because all you need to do is click on that link. It will take you to Pet Supermarket, shop as normal, close your site, you're going to get a donation because you visited them via that link. So that is very quick how shopping on Easy Fundraising works. And the other little bit I just want to quickly show you, if I get on the right page, is when we exit the Viking page, it just takes us back to the site. We can click on this Sunshine E, it will always take us back to the beginning, to the home page. So that's how you always get back to the start. But the other useful bit of information I really wanted to share with you was this Promote My Cause button here. And by clicking on that, it will open up a toolkit of all different resources and marketing materials that you can access, or you can ask somebody else to access for you. Perhaps somebody else does more of the fundraising promotion for you. I know we've got a lovely mix of rectors and church wardens and administrators and treasurers here today. So often that's not the person who's actually shouting about fundraising out in the community. So these tools are available to absolutely everybody. But it just gives you an idea of the content that you can access. I haven't sadly got time to go through all of these bits and pieces with you today, but we have a fundraising coach option for you, and they can do that for you. Just to give you a very brief guide, this month's messages will always have the latest thing that is a useful thing to be sharing. Supermarket donations, we know, are generating lots of donations right now. So if you click on that, you'll have ready written content that you can just copy and paste, pop it into Facebook if that's where you talk to people, maybe Twitter or WhatsApp. It will have your automatic link here. So it will tell you, this will always link to your cause, and these lovely eye-catching images. So a nice, bright, friendly and light-hearted message that you can share on social media or within WhatsApp or on an email or in a newsletter, those sort of things. You can just share this information at the click of a button. We know you're busy, and that's why these tools are here. So I will not dwell on that. I'm going to quickly go back to our presentation, and I can give you a little bit more information. Hopefully you can now see my slides again. It's a good point to just stop with a couple of questions. Sometimes we get to this point, and I know in a normal session people would have questions by now of a few bits and pieces, so I'm going to try and preempt them for you and cover them off here. So we are often asked, do we have to be a charity? That's a big one, and you don't. So you don't have to, and which is particularly useful, we know, for churches, because of course often they have this accepted charity status, don't have the structure of a registered charity number, and that can mean some things are not accessible to them. So that's not the case with Easy Fundraising. You have to be a good cause to use the site. We have a team here, we validate out all of our causes just to make sure they are meeting that criteria. Of course, our brands want to be giving donations to good causes that are doing good things, so you aren't able to use Easy Fundraising to fund a speedboat or anything along those lines. You have to be doing some good, and most are, which is fine. So you don't have to be a charity. You can be a good cause, and just we will get you up and running. Will it cost anything? Absolutely not. And I've mentioned that already. So no, there's absolutely no cost. There are no tiers. There's no sort of extra things that you can access if you pay. Absolutely not. It is exactly the same for every cause across the board. How are Easy Fundraising funded? This is a big question that's often asked, and we are funded by our brands. So we work with our brands to deliver customers to them, and they often pay to be on our website, or there will be a commission when we've delivered customers to them. So the brands are paying the donation, and they are also paying Easy Fundraising. How are we paid our donations? You're paid quarterly. So for shopping donations, which is slightly different to direct donations, and I'll explain the difference in that section, shopping donations are paid out quarterly. And that is to allow us to validate all of those donations, because as I'm sure you'll understand, sometimes items are returned, or there's a reason why a donation wouldn't be confirmed yet. Perhaps the product is a holiday and it could be cancelled right up until you actually travel. So in that case, the donation wouldn't be paid until you've travelled, etc. So there are reasons why we pay quarterly. It's to allow us to have the biggest amount of donations available and ready for you and paid out. It's automatic as long as you've raised over £15 in that quarter. Very easy to raise £15, and I'll show you how. So you don't have to claim it or do a funny dance or give us a call or anything like that. We will email you and tell you your donations are on the way, and you can choose whether you have them paid via backs, direct into the church's account, or if you would prefer a cheque, we can accommodate that, of course, as well. And then last question I've got on here, but I can see there's a question in the chat. I'm going to check it. Last question here is, how does it work with Amazon Smile? Often a question that is asked. So Amazon do work with Easy Fundraising. They don't work with other platforms like ours, but they do work with us, because to use Amazon Smile, you have to be a registered charity, and they can see that obviously there are lots and lots of good causes out in the country who aren't registered charities, or like churches often have accepted status. Girl Guiding Units, Scout groups, all of those sort of organisations are restricted when using Amazon Smile, and so consequently you can also raise with Easy Fundraising. If you are a registered charity, we take that information from you when you register, and if we will direct you to Amazon Smile, so your supporters can raise donations through Amazon there. If you're not a registered charity, Amazon have agreed that you can raise donations with Easy Fundraising. Same rate, no change whatsoever. Right, let's just have a quick check of the chats. So Helen would like to know a little bit more about direct donations. Don't worry, it's coming, Helen. I think it's in a moment, don't worry. So how to get started. This page is for Diocese of Manchester churches to register. If you scan the QR code with a mobile device with your camera, it will open up the page on your mobile for you. That's the link, and these slides and this recording will be available afterwards as well, so don't worry about doing it right this moment. I'm sure you've got lots in your mind at the moment. To register, as I mentioned before, it takes a couple of minutes, just your basic details, and you are up and running. Then you have a page like this, this is St Michael's Church in Flixton. So this page is the one that when I say you share your page with your network, so you share a link and it takes them here, and then all of your supporters, they sign up to support you by clicking on that yellow button. When you register, because if you register via that page, you will be offered our direct donate feature as well. And so you are able to, if you want to include the option for people to donate cash, as in a donation, rather than just raising free funds using the shopping option, then you can do that in the sign-up process. It will just say, do you want to add a donate button? And you say yes. There are a little bit more validation, as you'd expect, on if you choose to include donate, because we work with a card provider, and so we do need to validate the person that we are talking to. So you may be asked for a little bit further information to just identify who you are to the church, and our support team look after that. So they will just drop you an email, let you know what they need, if anything, and then you'll be up and running. And I'll talk to you about how Donate works in just a moment. So Direct Donate is only available to Diocese of Manchester churches. This isn't available to all of our causes yet. It's something that we are working on to introduce in the future. But during the pandemic, it was really important, we know, to have these options available. And so working with Paul Bailey, we were able to push this through and offer it to Diocese of Manchester churches. So it's available just for you guys. Direct donations are paid differently to shopping donations, so it is separate. If somebody makes a donation to you using your button, your Donate Now button, it will be paid to you in 7 days following that donation, whereas shopping donations are paid quarterly, and they're all gathered up. Because direct donations there's absolutely nothing to validate. There's literally no reason to keep them, to wait for them. So they are purely processed by our card provider, and then they're paid out to you 7 days to the payment details that you supply. Support is available from our support team. So it is important with Donate to be in touch with our support team, because there aren't information on the website, because it is not available to the entire Easy Fundraising base. But we do have support available, and so we can do that for you via email, no problem at all. We can provide you with a button that you can add to your website. So if you have a church near you site, or you have your own website, we can provide you with a button that you can link to your donate feature, and then people can just click it and donate to you like that. There is absolutely no platform fee, which makes us stand out in against other providers. We don't make any charge whatsoever for our causes using Donate. However, there is a card fee that is applied. So the total extent of cost to use the Donate button on Easy Fundraising is 1.4% plus 20 pence. And that's it. And that is the card. That is the fee to use Easy Fundraising's Donate Now product. No platform fee for Easy Fundraising at all. It's very quick. It's ever so easy to use. It's very secure, as you, of course. And it's just an added extra that you can include to help you with your fundraising. But it sits separately to shopping donations. So it's paid separately, and there are separate tools to help you get going. That is our Direct Donate feature. So the next step is, once you've registered, decided if you want to include Donate, then you need to let people know that you're using Easy Fundraising. You need to get supporters involved. And so I am going to give you a couple of tips and hints about how to actually do that. It is the key. In one sense, it is that you do need, people need to know that you have Easy Fundraising, and it's part of your fundraising strategy. It's important to you for them to use it and know that, and they can access it, and that it is a way that they can support you for free. By the same token, you don't need hundreds of supporters. You really don't. If you've got a dedicated few who are using Easy Fundraising for you regularly, you will be generating donations. And if one of those regular few is a business, then you really are going to see a massive boost in your donations. So I'm going to talk to you about all of that over the next 10 minutes. So the first thing we offer is a free coaching call with one of our fundraising team here. And that is a 15-20 minute call, one-to-one with you on the telephone at a time that suits you. So when you book a call with one of the team, it opens a calendar, you can choose your slot where it works for you, and you can speak to one of the team. They spend all day, every day talking to good causes. So they are really, really knowledgeable about the best way to make Easy Fundraising work for your particular circumstances. So I can't recommend enough speaking to one of the team here. And they're all lovely, of course, as you'd expect as well. And they're here to help. So if you've got specific questions, specific challenges, they can point you in the right direction. They can take you a tour around the site, but they can also take you directly to exactly what you need. I briefly showed you the marketing tools that are on site. I showed you one tile, but there are about, I think there's probably about 30 tiles with all different campaigns and activities on there. They include offline tools, and we know offline tools do really, really well. So it's not only but promoting easy fundraising on perhaps a social media platform, if you have a presence on a social media platform, or in emails or WhatsApp messages, but also having that visibility around your church and around your community. So that's posters in communal areas, flyers at specific times. We offer little handout cards. I think there's like 10 to an A4 sheet. So it does depend on the goodwill of somebody to cut out 10, but I'm sure somebody would be willing to do that. And then you can just leave those on pews with the details of easy fundraising and explain that it is a way that they can be supporting you. A shout out at the end of a service is excellent promotion, because it validates it for your supporters. They hear you talking about it, they know it's important to you, and then they will get involved and have a look at it and see if it's something that they could incorporate into their own lives. Often, once people realise that that just the very act of shopping online that they're doing anyway has this added value of being able to offer a donation to causes that are dear to them or important to them, they're really willing to do it. It's just that they don't know it's there. So that's why it's important to share that you are using it and it's part of your strategy to keep funds coming in to support the good work that you're doing. And there are lots of other tools in that area of the site, under that Promote My Cause area, where you can access videos. There's little quick 60-second videos about how it works that are very useful to share with people. Presentations, perhaps it's something you'd like to take back to a committee to discuss how you're going to incorporate it into your normal practice. So there are lots and lots of tools there. And there are also tools to talk about the app specifically, the donation reminders specifically, how to access donations by doing your normal grocery shopping, business buying, etc. So all of those tools are there. And I touched on it earlier, but this area is available to every supporter. So if you, often the person who registers the cause with Easy Fundraising is the person with some financial responsibility. Because of course there's this element that they have to provide payment details, and there is a payment coming in that will need to be accounted for. And so, but having somebody else, you can say to them, this is a way that you can help us. If you've got a band of willing volunteers who are looking at ways to support you, but perhaps they can't come to events, or they're not physically able to do chair stacking or driving people places, this is a way that they can give back to the church by taking responsibility for easy fundraising and promoting it out within your community. The last thing to say about promotion to gathering supporters, so promoting out, don't be limited. Don't think there's only the people who come to my service, or there's only the people who are engaged with me specifically every day or every week. That is absolutely not the case. It can be anybody can support you using easy fundraising. There are a couple of videos on YouTube specifically, and on that page that I shared where you can register, where a couple of churches talk about, the supporters of churches talk about sharing easy fundraising's link with their family members who live in other parts of the country, but know that the church is in dire need of funds, and so they nominate that church, the church that's really important to their mum and dad. They nominate that church when they're doing their online shopping. And so we know that a challenge can often be that a congregation might be more mature, shall we say, maybe more rural. And so that can be a barrier, but anybody can be supporting you. So I would say to your congregation, if you don't think it's for you, mention it to your friends and family, mention it out to people living in our town or village, because churches are central, aren't they, to our communities. And often, even if people aren't attending a service, they don't want to see that church disappear. They want the church to still be there and everything else that it brings to their community. So yeah, don't be restricted. Time is flying by, so I'm going to whip through these last few bits for you so that we've got a chance for questions at the end. Best practice tips for raising more. This is about just showing you or making you aware of the opportunity that is here for you. Weekly shopping donations. This is new. So prior to COVID, prior to the pandemic, only a couple of supermarkets offered donations via Easy Fundraising. Now it is all of them. So people regularly do their grocery shop online now because it's so convenient. And all of these brands will offer a donation every time. So as an example, if you're doing a shop with Asda, every week they're going to give you £1. If you've got 10 people do that, that's £10 every week, and on it goes. And that's guaranteed. And the other benefit to that is if people are doing a grocery shop and generating a donation each time, that's every week they're thinking about Easy Fundraising. It's in their mind, builds a habit, it becomes second nature. You don't have to think about it. Donations are going to come in. Big donations are available, of course. So little and often, Amazon, Argos, eBay, Just Eats, all of those sort of things, they're going to be a percentage, and they are little and often, and they build up with plenty of people doing them. Every now and then, we have to buy those bigger purchases. So car insurance policy, mobile phone policy, those retailers, those purchases attract much bigger donations, usually a set rate, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. A genuine experience, I bought a mobile phone for my daughter, Car Phone Warehouse, £33 donation. Absolutely marvellous. Wouldn't have got it if I'd gone into the shop, and I wouldn't have got it if I'd gone directly to Car Phone Warehouse. But because I did it via Easy Fundraising, an extra £33 went to my school, so I was thrilled. Travel, anybody going on holiday, all aspects of a holiday will attract donations. I've actually seen, I'm sure I saw that if you have to do a test, a corona test, you can get a donation from one of those centres. But all of the usual Thomas Cook, Chewy, Jet2, Trainline, Booking.com, all of those, Haven, you'll always get a donation. It will be a percentage, but of course it's higher value. So if anybody's saying they're booking a holiday, ask them, please do it via Easy Fundraising. And then if there's anybody within your network, so anybody in your congregation that has their own business or works for a company, maybe in your neighbouring community, maybe there's an estate agent or accountancy firm, if they put their business buying through Easy Fundraising, that really, because they're buying things online every day, that really boosts donations for the good cause that they choose. And you as well, if you're buying anything for the church, anything that, Nisbets are on there, perhaps you're buying paper plates or things for an event, all of those things can be generating donations for you. 3 reasons to give it a go. 24% of people in the UK are now shopping online twice a week. And every time they shop, brands want to give back. So there's been a huge jump in people actually shopping online now. It's completely free. I'm not going to go over that again. But it's great to offer that to people, that they can support you at a time when it's difficult. This is a way they can support you without it actually impacting them. It's very easy to run, very easy to implement. So once you're up and running, it will generate funds nicely in the background for you. This is just to give you a little insight into some churches in Manchester and how they're doing. So you can see we've got some have raised £1,600 there, St Catherine's in Blackrod. So they are regularly using Easy Fundraising. They've got a band of supporters. They've been using it for a little while, and that's the kind of funding that it's generating. That's just shopping. That's not direct donates included there. These are quotes that I won't go into because of the time, because we are literally on time. So they were just quotes of people saying how much they like Easy Fundraising. This is my details here. Details are also there for registering if you wanted to give it a go. Anything that you need, I am available. So as is Paul Bailey at Manchester Diocese. So if you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to give me a shout. we are here to help you get fundraising. That's what we want to be able to do. Are there any questions, guys, before I end the session for you? I can't see any in the chat here, but if there is anything that you need to know and you want to ask separately, I think you can message me on my profile in Hoover. You've got my email address there, and I very much look forward to, I hope our paths cross in the future and you enjoy the rest of the day. I will leave it at that. I think that's good. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for coming along. Enjoy the rest of the day.